On your whiteboard, please tell me what is the category of people called like Carl Jung, Rotter, like Adler. What do we call them? Come on, I got 3, 4. Mary Kate. Neo-Freudians. On your whiteboard, please tell me what is it called when you listen to your, what part of your personality, according to Freud, is when you listen to your animalistic? What part of your personality is when you listen? Nick. Id. On your whiteboard, please tell me what principle controls your id? What principle controls your id? What is it? Matt. Pleasure. On your whiteboard, please tell me what principle controls your ego? Good. What is it, Eva? Reality. On your whiteboard, please tell me what is the 3 layers of the conscious experience according to Freud? What are the 3 layers of the conscious experience according to Freud? Good. What are they, Bella? There you go. On your whiteboard, give me the 5 psychosexual stages in order, please. And do not erase them until I tell you to. Good. What are they, Smith?
Oral, anal, phallic, latent, genital.
There you go. Put a star. I told you not to erase them. I literally said that. Put a star next to the one that has the Oedipus complex. Good. What is it, Skylar? Phallic. On your whiteboard, please tell me. Put a star next to the one that goes from 3 to 6. 3 to 6 is going to be what? Chris? Phallic. On your whiteboard, which one is going to be from 1 to 3? Good. What is it? Hannah? Anal stage. On your whiteboard, please tell me which one is where social relationships are the focus. Good. Which one? Macy? Latency. On your whiteboard, please tell me what is... Oh, you can erase it now. Please tell me what Neo-Freudian believes in the basic anxiety, that being the smallest, newest creature to the planet, we are born with anxiety, and because of that, it shapes our personality. Who is it? Valeria. Horny. On your whiteboard, please tell me what is the name of Neo-Freudian who believes in birth order, that if you are the oldest, you are going to be a leader, and that's going to shape your personality. If you're the youngest, you're a creative child who has no motivation to do anything. Are you a baby?
No, I'm a little
Isn't he awful? What is it, Nick? Adler. On your whiteboard, please tell me who believes it's social relationships that change and shape our personality. And he does trust, mistrust. He does isolation versus intimacy. He does inferiority versus the group. Oh my God. We got a lot wrong. And the answer is who, Annie? Erickson. On your whiteboard, who believes that we have a collective unconscious? That we all share similar memories because we inherited them. James. Carl Jung. On your whiteboard, please tell me what is it called when, what is the name of the gentleman who did the Bobo doll experiment? And he is the guy behind, good. Who is it, Sophia? On your whiteboard, please tell me what is it called when it's your environment, your personal characteristics, and your behavior determine your future behavior. That all 3 of those come together and they dictate how you will respond. Good, I'm impressed. I don't really like this one. What is it, Hannah? There you go. On your whiteboard, please tell me what is Rotter has what theory? Rotter. Rotter. R-O-T-T-E-R. We ended on her yesterday. Chris, who is it? What is our theories?
Locus of control.
Locus of control. If I believe that I control my own destiny and that if I wanted a six-pack, I could get it, what type of locus of control is that? Yeah. I just don't have the drive, man. Like, I just like cookies, cakes, and pies. What is it, Madison? Internal. If I believe that the stars above have aligned a path and I am walking that path every day, I think that would be, like, really nice. Don't you think? Someone plans for you. Wouldn't that be nice? Kind of, but I think it would be really nice knowing that someone has took the time to, like, plan for you. You know? That's nice. What is it, Mia? External. All right. All right. I just hate Rogers. Can I just skip over him? Yeah, we're doing it. All right. So let's start with our testing because we love testing, do we not? So the first person to start doing trait theories, ladies and gentlemen, when they look at individual things, is going to be Allport. Did we get here yesterday? Okay, Allport is the first one to start doing trait theories. What is a trait theory? What's a trait? What's Skylar?
You think that there's traits that describe every person.
There you go. Absolutely. Every personality, instead of being like one thing or another, is different facets of traits. I am more aggressive than I am low-key. Bella happens to be more low-key than she is aggressive. Everyone has a similar traits. It just depends on the sliding scale. Allport's the first person to do it. Allport starts with an A. A comes first. Allport does 200 traits. You can agree that's a little overwhelming, yes? So a guy named Cattell, C comes after A, Cattell comes, and he does 16 to like 23 of them. He starts at 16 as his career goes. He's like, actually, there's 23 of them, and that's the basics of our trait theories today. Most social psychologists and anyone who looks at it would agree there's 16 to 23 traits for each person. Cattell's self-report theory is one of the most popular. Where do you fall in between reserved and outgoing? Where do you fall between this and that? All of that, that's all Cattell. When we talk about trait theories, we have surface traits and source traits. Surface traits are something you and I could easily pick up without really knowing someone. Just seeing me in person, think of what your friends who don't have me, and they see me in the hallways, and how delightful I am to people I don't know. They probably think I'm a horrendous person. Can we agree? No? Nice, damn it. I wish they were. They don't think I'm horrendous? Some of them do? Alright, I'm good. Huh? That makes me so happy. And knowing that whoever it is suffering underneath the parents' butt. I'd rather off for it. Anyway. So surface traits are something you can easily pick up. Like if you met Sophia in the middle of life and you bumped into her and you're like, oh my God, she's a wonderfully kind person, you'd be able to pick that off immediately. That's a surface trait. Okay? A source trait is something that is underlying. Like, I am completely neurotic about my classroom because my mother was such a phenomenal teacher that I have to be as good as my mom. If you sat in my classroom and watched me teach as you have done, would you be able to say that was easily identifiable as the reason why? So, surface trait, if you meet them, you can figure it out. Source is the reason, the underlying reason why. Some of you are really quiet. Is it because that's just who your personality is, or is it because of a cause? Those different types of things go into it. Okay, so your big five. Are we excited to be back to the big five? On your whiteboard, write down what are the big five. What's your ocean? Oh, are we excited? Isn't it nice to be back? I really hate this crap. What are the big five, ladies and gentlemen? This was a big deal when we went through it. Right by the Crossicombe Ocean. You really don't remember this? Oh my God. Okay, turn to your neighbor and see if you can figure it out. You two work together, don't give your answers to anyone else. Okay, see if you can figure it out. Oh my God. Oh my God. Three, two, one. Oh my God. So many of you blanked on this, people. Not good. So, first one is openness. Openness is being able to talk and have a discussion. You need to know your big factor 5. You need to know your ocean. It will probably come up. Conscientiousness, being aware and thoughtful of other people. Extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. Okay? Those are your big ones. Extroversion, are you more introverted or extroverted? Agreeableness, are you low-key or are you aggressive? I'm clearly more aggressive. Neurotic, are you crazy or are you stable or unstable? I would say I'm unstable. And here I am. All right, so that's your ocean. All right, any questions on that? We're good? All right, I would like to jump. Can I go to psychological disorders, please? Or do you want me to do testing? What do you want? Huh? None of this is good. I hate all of this crap. All right, tests are the hardest. Let's just be honest. I'm going to, fly through this. Okay, so trait theories. Okay, biology. We have twins. By now, are you tired of hearing about twins? And, nature and nurture? How many times have we talked about it?
I saw my twins this week. I have a bunch of
You saw your twins?
Yeah.
It's damn girl.
I have 4 twins in my family.
That's crazy.
4 sets.
Yeah, I know your genetics. I know what's that. That's so funny. All right, cultural personality, individualism versus collectivism. Okay, these sometimes come up. Individualism is, are you taking care of yourself and providing for your immediate family? Collectivism, are you taking care of everyone in your, all generations? Power distance, if you feel that you can make a change. Here in the United States, we have a low power distance, as in, if we wanted to change things here in the United States, could we change it? Yes, people are, whether you agree with Trump or not, you have to agree that more people are getting involved in politics, correct? Watching town halls around the country have been highly entertaining because people are losing their mind, both pro-Trump and against Trump at these town halls. People are getting really involved. That's power distance. In a country like North Korea, do you think the average North Korean citizen really feels like Kim Jong-un really knows their daily life? Yeah, exactly. So it's a high power distance. Masculinity, femininity, are they louder, short? Are they louder, quieter? Are they more involved? All those types. And uncertainty avoidance. Can they control the future? Stuff like that. Let's talk about interviews. Do we understand what an interview is?
Yes.
It's really tough stuff. Oh my God. It's when 2 people have a conversation and you ask questions. And then you write the answers down. And that's how you get to know people. An interview. What?
It's really short.
No, I don't know that. Halo effect is when you're interviewing someone, you're going to be nicer to them in person. One of the more famous interviews from lately is, have you watched the interview where some lady from MSNBC was interviewing Trump after he shot off the Tomahawk missiles towards Syria? And then she was asking him questions in an interview, and he starts describing a chocolate cake. Me and the president of China were sitting down, and we were eating the most delicious, he's like, the most delicious and most beautiful chocolate cake. And she was like, okay. And just trying to, why did you make the decision? And then he's like, well, and starts talking about it again. And then he gets backtracked back onto the chocolate cake. And then she kind of pulls him through, and she's just kind of giggling and stuff like that. And then he says, well, yeah, after we shot the missiles at Iraq. And the lady's like, you mean Syria? And he's like, yeah, Syria. And then he starts talking again about, our military abroad, we have such a strong thing, and starts talking again. Well, that lady, and this is where the halo effect come in, is that the lady has been hammered on by other interviewers across all spectrums, both pro and anti-Trump, for allowing Trump to get that much off track, talking about such a major thing of $16 million, by the way, is what that costs. 59 tomahawks and all that stuff, and to kind of skirt it in that way, being kind of as dismissive, and she was just kind of sitting there giggling and laughing along, and that is an example of the halo effect, is that when you have someone talking about essentially blowing up and spending $16 million, you should probably take it a little bit more seriously, but because Trump can be charming, I'm trying. Halo effect is there. I mean, it was, if you watch the interview, totally Google it. It is kind of funny. I mean, I do want to see how good this chocolate cake is, though. I mean, I'm not going to go to Mar-a-Lago, but to be, like, sending off 59 tomahawks and that's the only thing you can think about is a chocolate cake, it's got to be pretty good. No? All right. So when we talk about projective tests we cover quickly. You look at it, you project your own thoughts and your feelings. You do need to know it's a Rorschach thematic apperception. When you talk about these two tests, they're projective tests and they're subjective. That means that they're really hard to judge and they're really hard to interpret. Can we agree? Think about that Rorschach. Like if you told me you see like the ghost of your grandmother in it, who am I to say no, right? I mean, if I look at it and I see a bunch of grapes getting eaten by ants, who am I? How am I wrong? And that's what subjective is. Okay, so here's your Rorschach ink blots. Okay, remember how you looked at them and then I criticized you? Yes? Hello? Okay, I mean, I didn't criticize, I don't really care. And this is your thematic apperception, where you have social situations where you had to pick and describe what's going on. This one was interesting. You guys had all different perspectives on this one. Okay, our little murderer. That's nice. Okay, then you also have direct observation while you watch people, and then you have your rating scales and your frequency counts. Personality inventories is where people have issues. Now, your personality inventories, you have the NeoPi, which is a 5-factor model. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is my 5-factor model made of? On your whiteboard, 5-factor model, what is it made of? It's literally the last question I asked you today. Oh, jeez, people. 2 weeks, people. 2 weeks. I appreciate that A+ effort you put in, Skylar. Skylar, what are they?
Openness, neuroticism, conscientiousness, extroversion, and
Agreeableness.
agreeableness.
Okay, so that's your NeoPi uses your 5-factor model, which is your ocean. Your Myers-Briggs is based on Jung, and your MMPI is going to be your personality. Okay? All right. I really hate this stuff. All right, are we good? Can we be done with this? Yes? Okay, let's go to disorders, right? Isn't that the next one? All right, so psych disorders. When you are doing your psych disorders, please keep in mind of the video clips and stuff I showed you. Hopefully those have come in handy in other times and other parts of the test, especially with the disorders. I think they kind of come to be the most helpful there. So when we talk about psych disorders, maladaptive is something they do typically ask about in FRQs. Maladaptive is anything that you do that does not help your goals or your everyday demands. On your whiteboard, give me an example of maladaptive behavior. We talked about this before. I've asked you this question. Would be an example of maladaptive behavior? No, I mean, that's annoying. Good, I got one. No, it's not a behavior, though. What the hell does that say? What? OCD counting. Okay. The best answer I've seen so far is Skylar's. What is it?
Won't brush their teeth.
Can't brush their teeth, can't dress themselves, can't bathe themselves. That's maladaptive behavior. Does that make sense? Okay. Do you remember my Pepsi girl? She had schizophrenia with her mom. Can't think of her name at the moment. Heather. Okay. You know how she was talking? Okay. She had her coffee in her hand and she was talking about how she eats eggs and stuff. Hello, do we psychologically?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think she's taking care of her teeth? No. Do you think she's bathing on a regular basis? All of that is maladaptive. Not being able to do the basic society norms that we expect. Now, as high schoolers who are high functions, high schoolers, I would say that Binge watching Netflix is maladaptive. Have you been watching your 13 Reasons Why? Oh, well then what are you watching? Everyone is watching it. Okay? It's okay. It's interesting. What else? Maladaptive would be procrastinating for a high-functioning person. That would be maladaptive. But when you're talking about disorders, keep it in context of like what you can and cannot do. All right. So insanity, biological model. Remember, you have your different theories. Biological means it's a chemical issue. So with depression, you don't have enough serotonin. Then you have your psychoanalytic that believes it's unresolved issues, that you never dealt with the fact that you were molested as a child. Do you guys watch like My 600-Pound Life? Every time they go through and they talk about why they weigh 600 pounds, there's usually some example of like abuse, rape, something like that causes it. Freud would say that is the psychoanalytic reason. The reason why you put on that much weight is because you've never dealt with this rape. Behaviorists see it as a learned behavior. If you watched your mom eat chocolate, cookies, cakes, and pies every time she got stressed, that is why I eat cookies, cakes, and pies every time I'm stressed. It's a learned behavior. Cognitive theorists see things as illogical thinking patterns, that you've tricked yourself into thinking it. And that's the foundation. Keep that in mind, that these are two big things for both therapy and disorders, these two categories. All right, so the DSM-4 or the DSM-5, either or that you could see on the exam, is how we diagnose psychological disorders. On your whiteboard, how many axes does it have? Let's see how much you know. Some of you impress me. Some of you make me sad. Some of you are really wrong. Madison, what is it? 5. You need to know your 5, ladies and gentlemen. So let's go over it because you definitely need it. It's on your test. Axis 1 is all of your clinical disorders. Okay? Your depression, your schizophrenia, all of your dissociative disorders, all of your somatoform disorders are here. All of your enthusiasm for my content today is off the charts. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm looking right at you, Sophia. You look like you're slightly dying inside. I know, this is not what I want to be doing either. Okay, Axis 2 is all of your personality disorders. This is your OCD, this is your anxiety, all that stuff is going to be coming out of here. Axis 3 is your general medical conditions. So if you have depression, you're more likely to have higher blood pressure. If you have this, you're more likely to have that. So if you don't know what disorder they have, you can come to Axis 3 and say, hey, this person has this, this, and this, and it'll point you to one of your disorders. Does that make sense? Hello? Axis 4 is your psychosocial and environmental problems. What that means is what are some things these people who have these disorders are going to face that they're going to struggle with. Okay? If you have schizophrenia, are you going to be able to carry a full-time job? No, absolutely not. So that would be a psychosocial and environmental problem. And then the global assessment is going to be when your doctor looks at what you can and cannot do, and this kind of dictates your government funding and provides kind of a guidance to how to treat. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what axis has your personality disorders? What axis is your personality disorders? Come on. Good. What is it? Eva? 2. On your whiteboard, if you are petitioning the government to increase your government check for disabilities, what axis is the most important to you, Mia? 5. On your whiteboard, please tell me, if I have schizophrenia, what axis would I find it on? Noah? 1. On your whiteboard, please tell me, environmental issues that I'll be dealing with is on what? Hannah? 4. How much time do I have? We get out at 1:57. Oh, we have a great schedule.
We get out at 51. We get out at 51.
13 minutes? No. No, I gotta get through this. I'm not gonna just talk to a bunch of nothing. If you're not listening to me, why would I do it? No. Alright, so. Alright, I'm done with you. I can't. You have Barons. Do your Barons. You better be working.